Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
It would not be an orange and blue thing if we didn't start off the show already cracking up. We are like 10 seconds from going live. We're watching
literally 3 seconds.
We're watching the little intro that you guys just saw. If you're listening afterwards, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Julia's like, oh my God, I got gum in my mouth.
I just took it out and threw it on my pocketbook. It's just sitting on it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Gross, yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Coming in hot.
It is a Monday evening.
No, it's a Wednesday
Oh, shit,
evening.
it's a Wednesday. All right, guys. We're off the rails already. It is a Wednesday. Monday was Labor Day.
Yes.
And last show, we said, all right, we'll see you guys next Monday, not remembering that it was Labor Day.
Yes.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed your day off. And if you didn't have a day off, did you work on Labor Day?
I worked all day Labor Day.
That's what happens. Well, I didn't, but you're you are also a business owner, but
Yes.
that's what you got to do sometimes. So happy Labor Day, even though you worked on Labor Day.
Thank you.
To you.
Appreciate it.
And shout out to all the Mets fans watching. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you're checking in, want to chime in the comments. I know some people got confused because we weren't on Monday. And they're like, oh, I guess there's just no show this week.
Yeah, my dad was like, when was the show? When did you do it? I'm like, Wednesday. It's
Wednesday,
okay.
Dad.
And again, today at like 1 o'clock, he's like, where are you? Where's the show? I'm like, it's at 4:30. Relax. My thing is stuck on. This is.
What is going on?
I don't know. I'm taking this
So
off.
is your dad watching? Hello to your dad.
Hi, Dad. He's probably watching. I don't know.
Okay. So
Hopefully.
there are 23 Mets games left. There is one in a couple hours from now. So this is going to act as a little bit of like a pregame show, even though we're not drinking right now. I don't know if you want to crack open a Coors Light, but
I got the minty gum taste in my mouth. I'm going to give it a minute, but maybe
All right.
by the end of the show.
I had enough on Monday. I was I didn't partake in the competition light, even though I did what I wanted to do.
You thrive.
I did thrive on Sunday. I'm all confused with my days. And I wanted top fives. I did do top 5 in all 3 of those classes.
And in like the 25 class too, right?
Yeah, I
That's
got third
awesome.
in the 25 class.
That's so impressive.
Not to turn this into a motocross show, but we talked about the competition lights. And I was going to crack open a beer, but I had a little bit of a mishap in that last race, and I wasn't kind of feeling up to a beer right then. So I had them on Monday instead.
Okay,
so,
that's fine.
I did make up for it on Monday. So
Perfect.
if you guys are checking in, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. I'm seeing my even though I call her my stepmother, my mother-in-law is in the comments, not my stepmother. And hello to all the rest of you guys checking in. We got Seattle in the house, KT Kelly 172 on Twitter. We got Watertown, New York, Eric Richardson. I think that's somewhere upstate. And some other people that are upstate right now. There is, for some reason, the Hall of Fame induction is on a Wednesday.
Yes. I don't know what that was about.
I asked Twitter a little while ago, like, why is this happening today? And the responses I saw were that since COVID is still obviously a thing in the world, they were trying to
like limit the amount of people.
But they didn't limit it. I mean, if people wanted to go, they would. But
they just want to make it harder.
They probably
for people
thought
to get
like,
there.
all right, after Labor Day weekend, how many people can now take off on a Wednesday to go up to Cooperstown? So I don't know if that worked or not. I know Michael Jordan's there, Patrick Ewing is there. So it's like Jeter Day. I mean, no disrespect to the rest of the guys going in, but Derek Jeter retired today, not retired, Hall of Fame induction today, which we all knew was going to happen eventually. But Subway Series this weekend.
Exciting.
I guess.
You
know, you and I have spoke about it before, like the when the Mets played the Yankees at Yankee Stadium on 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
Is that something that we still get excited for? And like, I don't really care who they're playing right now. They just got to win baseball games.
I will say it's a weird word to use, like excited, but like the 9/11 game, I kind of love that it's against the Yankees on the 20th anniversary. I think the pregame ceremonies, as we know, are going to be very special. So I like that. I'm, I guess, excited for that, but it feels weird to use the word excited. So, oh boy.
So I guess it was breaking news that Bobby Valentine's throwing out the first pitch to Joe Torre. Did you happen to see that today?
I knew you were going to bring that up. Yeah.
So like, not that like we talked about this, like a month ago.
Yeah.
When Bobby was like, "Oh, did I just slip that by accident?" But I guess today the Mets made it official, and
Mhm.
DeComo and everyone else did their tweets, which that's their jobs.
Right.
But it's just funny that
We weren't an official source, I guess.
I guess Oabt wasn't the official breaking news of Bobby V throwing out the first pitch to Joe Torre.
Fine.
But the loyal listeners and
Fact
viewers and the
checkers.
fact checkers know what's up. So
Yes.
you guys were already in on it. They are wearing the first responder caps again,
Love that.
which they did last year. But I guess last year was just such a crazy summer
You
people kind of
forget.
forgot that they did that.
Yeah.
So they're wearing the first responder caps. They are going to do that pregame ceremony with Torre and Bobby V. And it was also confirmed that
I think
Mike
14
Piazza
members
and,
of
was
the
it
team.
14?
Yeah.
A bunch of let me see, I retweeted it I think a little while ago. A bunch of the Mets from that era, like 2000s, early 2000s, will be there. Oh, and I just realized I left someone's comment on the screen here that just says Bayside, New York.
Perfect.
Hello, Kenneth from
Shout out
Bayside,
to
New York.
Bayside, New York.
We talked about this last week. Our downloads have been going up, and this past week they did as well.
Really?
So I just want to give a quick shout out to the
Egypt?
top, not Egypt, the top 3. I know you didn't look at
I
this.
didn't look.
Okay, so the top 3 countries besides the USA last week for downloads of the podcast are Ecuador,
Okay.
UK, and Australia.
Wow.
Over the past month, the top 3 besides the USA in order are UK, Ireland, and Germany.
I was gonna say, remember Ireland from last week was big,
Yeah.
which kind of makes sense.
But
to
for
me.
whatever reason, this past week we're big in Ecuador.
Wow, love it.
I don't know why.
Hello,
but
Ecuador.
that's the story. That's the deal. So we're gonna get to our little bet here in a second.
Yes.
And it shows how much of a betting man I am. I didn't know what double or nothing. I was like, oh, double or nothing. You'll owe me $20, and you went along with it.
I was like, okay. I knew that wasn't what it meant, but I also didn't want to I don't care. It's $20. So
Right,
if we're
right.
betting $20, whatever. But Richie, our friend Richie, after the show is not. What was it? He was like, not to be a fact checker, but that's not what that means.
Not to rain on your parade about this $20. But so if you haven't been following along over the past few weeks, we've been checking the Fangraphs and seeing what the Mets' percentage chances were for making the playoffs.
Yes.
Last week, well, a week from this past Monday, last show was 2.5%. Week before that was 5.3%, and the week before that was 17.5%. So the
Steady
bet
dip.
was if it goes up or down. I said it was going to go up. Julia said it was going to go down. She'd owe me $10, or I'd owe her $10. And last week I said, how about double or nothing? So
because you would have owed me $10
Right.
because it did go
But-
down. Which, by the way, I knew there's no freaking way it was going to go lower than
Well, it could have if they-
2.5%.
you know what really worked was the Mets won those 2 games, and the Braves lost that night and went back up.
How bad everything has to go to get lower than 2.5%, but I just didn't want to be the
But can
person
you just
who
give the Mets some
wouldn't-
credit here, please?
Oh, of course.
Because they were 8.5 out. Now they are, as we stand today, they are 4 behind Atlanta.
I am absolutely giving them credit. That was not me knocking the Mets. That's just statistics. How
Well, you were
hard it is
also-
to get higher than 2.5.
You also just didn't want to build it up and be disappointed. I get
yes.
it.
That's my mentality on life. Is
Right.
I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than disappointed by my own
So,
expectations.
As we stand right now,
Yes.
before the game in a couple hours, they are down in Miami, Dick Mountain on the hill for the Mets.
Mhm.
They have an 8.7% chance of making the playoffs. What would you like to do for next week? Because I saw your tweet
Okay.
saying that you have a proposition
Yes.
for next week.
Here is my thing. I would like to reinvest this $20 that was on the table for a good cause. I mentioned to you earlier.
Well, we don't owe each other anything right now.
No.
Okay.
But there was $20 that
Okay.
you were willing to part ways with. at one
Gotcha.
point.
That's true.
So I was telling you earlier, there is an incredible podcast. It's called A Pod of Their Own. They're an Amazing Avenue podcast. It's all
Is it
women.
on Twitter? I'll pull it up.
Yes, it's an all women's podcast, which is why the name is so clever. A Pod of Their Own, a league of their own, whatever. But they're awesome. And so a lot of their focus in their podcast is on sports, specifically baseball, the Mets, and social justice and how those things intertwine. So
Who hosts it?
it's Amazing Avenue. It's
Yeah, but who are the
Maggie,
hosts? Okay.
Maggie, Allison, Linda. There's somebody else I think I'm forgetting, but they're all incredible. And so they're doing, and I think they've done it in years past, they're doing this fundraiser where people can bet. So I think it's from September 3rd to October 3rd for every home run hit. You can place a bet. Like I'm doing $5. So for every home run hit from September 3rd to October 3rd, I will donate $5 to, I was walking dogs all day and I didn't look up the name, but it's.
Is this it? The
Yes.
top thing?
Mhm.
Okay,
What's the name of the foundation? The National Domestic Violence
Uh,
Hotline, right?
National National Domestic Violence Hotline.
Yes.
No, but it says dollars for dingers 2021.
Dollar. That's the name of the whole.
Okay, so that's the hashtag if you guys want to look it up.
So if you click on it, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want
Okay.
to, basically it's like a public like spreadsheet, like a Google Doc or whatever. And so you can go in there, type in your name, type what your bet is, whatever. So I did like $5, but there is like an extra pledge that you can do where when very specific things happen, you'll owe like X amount of money. So
and where's this money go to? That's for the hotline?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I did like my bonus pledge was double, so $10 for every Dom Smith home runs and $2 for every Stroman strikeout. And there are some really funny ones in there. I think somebody did like $69 extra if Rich Hill hits a home run or something. Like
way more than that.
I know, but whatever. They're funny. So I was thinking to add to my pledge, you could pick what has to happen for you to pledge.
Is there odds on this?
No.
Oh, so you just say anything you want?
Yeah, and if it happens, you donate the money to
like so-and-so is going to strike steal a base tonight.
Yeah.
You have to pick the day or just
no. Well, you could. I mean, you want to get really specific, but like I did something more general. Like every Dom Smith home run, I'll do double. Every Stroman strikeout is an extra $2, whatever. So if you want to look at it later to get some inspiration.
Oh, you mean like there's things on there that you can select?
You can
I
see
gotcha.
Well, you don't have to select. You can come up with whatever, but you can see what other people.
Cool. I'll check that out.
So I think that would be a fun way to still make this interesting, and that can go from now through October 3rd. So who knows what will happen? So
it's at a pod of their own on Twitter if you want to go check that out.
Yes.
Something else that's happening right now that the deadline was supposed to be today, but I'm sure they'll extend it maybe till tomorrow because we did a late show this week.
Yes.
Dugout mugs.
Oh yes.
Free tickets.
Oh,
do you remember the free
I forgot
tickets?
about that. And it was supposed to end today, right?
It was, but I'm sure they might extend it special for us. So if you guys are interested in going to a Mets game for free, hit up our friends from Dugout Mugs. It's very simple. Just text the word Mets to 85311, and they will announce the winner on the 10th, which is on Friday. So I'm sure you got a little extra time, but I would probably do it today, maybe after the show today, tonight. Maybe if you're listening to this on a replay tomorrow morning, get involved. Text Mets, the word Mets, to 85311, and you will be in the running for 2 free Mets tickets, thanks to our friends from Dugout Mugs. If you don't know who Dugout Mugs, I don't know what rock you're living under, but Dugout Mugs are freaking awesome. They take the top of a baseball bat, hollow it out, and turn it into a mug. They also use the bottom to make bottle openers. They have wine glasses. They also have these new schnazzy metal ones as well. I'll show you that in a second on my desk. But they have the MLB license, the MLBPA license. They have the Hall of Fame license. And that's how you can get involved. So text the word Mets to 85311, and that's how you'll be put in the running to win the tickets. And they're not going to, go cheap on you either, where like you win the tickets and like, sorry, it's for tomorrow. And if you can't make it, you can't make it.
Right.
But if, you do win, they'll work with you on the day that you can select and go to a game. And you know what? It's the end of the season, so maybe they'll extend it and be like, we'll write your name down and you can go next April,
Who
maybe
knows?
you live out of state. So this is the metal one. It just looks like a metal bat, obviously. They turn this into a metal bat mug, and it's got a great top on here. These are awesome, so check them out. Dugoutmugs.com. They are awesome. Lizzie, goodbye. She's leaving. It is the end of the day.
Oh, that's sad.
See you later.
No, I keep forgetting. It's like
it is nighttime. It is nighttime.
Bye, Lizzie.
So 70 and 69. The Mets were 69 and 69 for a day.
Which was very nice. September 6th, which in every other country is how you would say it would be 6-9 is how it would be written.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. Fun,
all right.
Fun stuff.
So, I mean, we would have preferred they weren't 69, 69 because they blew it on Monday. Well, they didn't blow it. Diaz blew it. But what?
You're saying blow it.
Blow it?
69 and 69.
Blew it. Oh, blow it. 69. Yeah, blow it. Funny, huh? Yep. Are you kidding me? After what you sent me today on Twitter.
Okay. I don't even want to give that attention. But if you haven't seen, some unhinged individual made some disgusting Mets fan fiction, I don't even want to give it attention. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was gross.
It was like 4 screenshots long. I was like, I don't have time to read this whole thing. But anyway, the Mets are 8-2 over their last 10 games. And both of their losses were 1-run losses. The second game of that doubleheader on Saturday, for whatever reason, I mean, I understand these guys are not machines, but he gave Lindor and Baez both off on the second game. So they tweet the lineup, and then
I
the fans are
know.
like, all right, you're punting this game. You
I
need to
know.
win every game.
I get they're both coming off of injuries, and it was a lot of extra inning games too that they had played. I get that, but again, it's the person that you got at the trade deadline to kind of juice everything you can out of him these last couple months, and your $300 and something. I think they should have been playing, but
yeah,
whatever.
So
I doubt that was their
we
decision.
knew they weren't going to win out, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but every loss, especially like that, hurts because the 7-inning game, you think you put these guys in, and granted, the first game went long. It went to 9 innings, so it was almost like a full game, or it was a full game. And then that loss on Monday kind of that hurt because right now we'd be 3 games out, and instead we are 4 behind Atlanta and a game and a half behind Philly. Again, game in a couple hours. We'll see what happens. But the next opponents for the Mets, let me run these down for you just to show the difference between the Mets and the Braves right now, and why I still believe this will come down to the last weekend of the season.
Okay.
The Mets are playing, obviously, the Marlins tonight.
Yes.
But this weekend, the Yankees come to town, then the Cardinals, then the Phillies. We go to Boston for 2, Brewers for 3, Marlins for 4, and they finished with 3 in Atlanta. So that's the way the season ends up. As long as you could win one more game than the Braves win over the next 20 games, they'd have to sweep in Atlanta to push a 1-game playoff. So that's the deal with them.
But they're also like kind of all of a sudden in the wild card too.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's going to be harder, but
3.5 in the wild card. But for the Braves, they're playing the Nats now, which is should be a dog walk.
Right.
Dog walk. Then the Marlins, the Rockies. So those should be easy buckets right there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone should be beating them if you're planning on making the playoffs.
You didn't silence your phone.
I did not, because I was waiting for a phone call. And then they are playing the Padres for 4 games, and one of them is a suspended game where the Padres are winning in the bottom of the 5th.
Oh, wow.
So they're picking up where the Padres are already winning.
That's
so
interesting.
unless they come from behind, that's already a loss, right? Then 3 more against the Padres, then the Phillies and the Mets. But they're also playing the Giants in there. So, it's really good. I'm not just talking myself into it because I'm looking at the math and I'm seeing the percentages and I'm like, well, the Braves aren't head and shoulders better than us.
Right.
Anything could happen. We have to play stronger opponents than they do.
That's the thing. It's not that like I don't think it. I never thought it was plausible. It's just the way the Mets were playing prior to this week was just so lifeless that you're just like, how are they gonna like whatever?
Baseball's so streaky. The Yankees won like 13 games.
I know. Again,
games.
I mean, their opponents have been weaker. It's easier to tee off on these teams. But what's so frustrating is it feels like once the bats finally click, the pitching is iffy. And once the pitching is solid, the bats forget how to hit. And it's they need to get it together at the same time.
Well, that never happens.
I know.
That would be wonderful.
They could just do it right now. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, what's crazy? I mean, I don't want to, it's not really a jinx because people know I have a business to run, but every other year when it's kind of close like this, I have to have like postseason merchandise ready. And I didn't design anything yet.
Really?
And it's September 8th. And I didn't design even one t-shirt for postseason. But I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because if they get closer,
I know
approvals don't happen overnight. So I have to come up with something probably by like next Monday, get it in the pipeline, try to get it approved in time. So if by some chance this does happen, I have something to fill the kiosk and the website, and people get fired up about that. Obviously, if the team pulls it off, but it would have to be some kind of shirt that says like, who would have thought?
I know, it's got this year was just so random.
Yeah.
Everything about
Hit us
it.
up with some slogans in the comments if you got any slogans. Yeah, I mean, I'm all over the board here, but speaking of slogans, the Philly shirt was designed, well, her Desiree had the idea for Fresh Prince.
My favorite shirt.
Did you see what we're doing for Boston?
No, I don't think I did.
She also had the idea for Boston, which I didn't know it was her.
Hire this girl.
Yeah. So her idea was doing like a Cheers theme.
Okay.
So the shirt is Cheers themed. It said, instead of it saying Cheers, it says Queens, EST 2012, and instead of where it says like the Cheers logo, it says like the name, like the year the bar opened, but it's the same kind of style without being too close for trademark infringement. But what I'm doing is I already ordered them. They're here. It's kind of cheesy, but I think it would be fun to get behind. Like you could write whatever, like the name of your dog's like mom, you know what I mean? Like whatever, like weird shit. It's name tags. So Cheers is everyone knows your name.
Right.
It says Queens. And I wanted to start doing shirts for the outings that weren't so outing based. So if you wanted to wear them again, you'd want to wear it again.
Yeah.
So it says Queens, the 7-Line Army 2012. and then we're gonna have a name tag in every single package, so you could write whatever you want.
That's fun.
Like Mets Please calls me T-shirt guy. You can write T-shirt guy, like whatever you want.
I love that.
Participate or not, but people are gonna. I mean, hopefully put them on their shirts. I think that'll be funny.
Very excited to see the names people come up with.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
people are gonna
sure.
write some probably offensive stuff.
I was gonna say, I don't know how family friendly you could keep this, but
especially when you're giving them full freedom, write whatever you want in this box and
while
put it on your
you're
shirt.
drunk. Yeah.
Some people are probably gonna put like their Venmo handle or like
That's smart. Do that.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Tip me.
Yeah.
I'm friends with someone who put something up yesterday on Instagram, and she wrote, "Hey, I guess she knows how many. You could see how many people like look at your stories."
Yeah.
She said, like, it's my birthday today, and we're not hanging out, we're not doing anything, but at least 500 of you see my stories a day. How about you all Venmo me $1? So
That's
like,
smart.
yeah, Venmo me $1. What's $1? You know,
Listen, you might as well, like, people will sometimes do that.
I bet you I didn't do it. Sorry.
I jokingly, so last year, I don't know if any of these things ever happened. Do you remember that campaign? I forgot what it was called, but like celebrities were offering, like, I'll give you this insane once in a lifetime experience to the highest bidder, or like a random person if you just donate to, like, I think it was like the Hunger Fund for COVID relief or whatever.
No.
It was like all celebrities were doing it. And David Wright did one, and he was like, to the highest bidder.
But how did he get it out there? He doesn't have social media.
It's the Mets put it out.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
like he filmed a video and whatever. But it was like, so there was two options. You could do either like you just donate any amount, and like for every extra dollar, it's an extra entry, or the highest bidder gets picked, whatever the person making it can pick. So David Wright did, whoever the highest bidder is, like, once things go back to normal, I'll take you out to my favorite restaurant in New York. We'll watch a Mets game together, like whatever.
That's
this
a
whole
big
thing.
commitment.
I know.
Imagine you get like someone like you who's
Well,
like a stalker.
And you know what I said? The first thing I said was, this is why David Wright made it somebody who has to bid the highest. It has to be like a rich guy from Wall Street who's like somewhat normal, and make sure I absolutely cannot win it. But whatever. But I don't know if people ever went through with that. But like, I jokingly, when he did that, was like, if anyone wants to like send me money to try whatever, like I jokingly put my Venmo, and people sent me money.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, please take this back. Like, this is very nice. But like, I said something. I was like, I have however many followers. If everybody sent me X, like whatever.
Yeah.
And people sent me money. I was like, please take this back.
Speaking of that, like canceling like an auction like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are or aren't, but Portnoy Barstool bid on something to go watch. He has a big beef with Goodell from the NFL.
Yes, I've
he
heard
bid
about
on
this.
something to go watch a game from Goodell's house and won. He bid like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they canceled and gave him his money back. They're
That's
like,
actually kind of
they're
funny.
like, we'd rather not have your money. Like we don't want, like, imagine. See, from Goodell's point of view, he should have taken the money and be like, all right, let's bury the hatchet and just get this over with. Because like once it's over, it's over. You know, you accept the money and you do the deal. Not the deal, but you know, you go through with the auction. And Portnoy won, and Goodell canceled the auction and gave him his money back, and then it became like more fuel for them to.
That's also just like, now you're depriving whatever foundation you were raising money for of money. Right. I mean, at least give it to like the second highest bidder or something.
I don't know what the deal was with that, but
that's kind of funny.
It honestly, it's a bad move on their part because it just fuels their marketing more.
Everything's worse. Yeah.
Anyway, share the show if you want to get involved for this pencil holder. As we're talking about thousands of dollars.
I was wondering what that is.
You didn't see this?
I saw it sitting there, but I don't know why I thought it was a harmonica.
It's awesome. The Mets sent 3, so I gave one to Amelia, and she was very fired up. So if you have kids, I mean, maybe, or if you're an artist or something.
This was the back to school
giveaway. So if you missed it at Citi Field, I think it was a couple Sundays ago. It's Mr. and Mrs. Met on a orange pencil holder. If you're listening afterwards and you can't see it, I know it's kind of far from the screen there, but when you open it up, there are pencils and a pencil sharpener in there. I think there might even be an eraser too.
They're gonna go flying everywhere.
Yeah, you know what I thought? It was like a little hard to open, so I thought for kids this might be a little difficult. But there we go. So 2 pencils and a pencil sharpener in there. We have 2 of these to give away. So if you want them, share the show right now if you're watching on Facebook, or retweet it if you are watching on Twitter.
Awesome.
Post it on your wall.
And you will be put in the running to win. We'll select someone next week, and we'll ship it out to you. So last week's winners, we're giving away a Kuzmin bobblehead. We'll get to those 2 winners towards the end of the show. As I just played Howie Rose's voice, we also want to give some well wishes out to him. He went under the knife last Friday for surgery. We don't know, and it's not our business to know what's going on with Howie, but we wish him all the best. And you had brought up, we talked about 9/11.
Yeah.
It's going to feel very strange not having Howie in the building.
Whatever ceremonies they're doing, I feel like if he was there, as
be
he
the
always
announcer.
does. Right. So, and especially whenever you watch the Piazza home run, like you have his call memorized in your head. It's like just part of what you think of when you think of that night. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer he's not going to be able to be there.
This one has a chance. Like, of course, you know, and it's, I mean, I'm sure he'll be locked in and watching from wherever he is.
I hope they can just like Zoom on the Jumbotron.
It would be
just
good.
Let him do it anyway.
I wonder if they let him film something prior.
Yeah.
That they'll play.
I hope so.
You know, during the ceremony.
I know.
I
feel bad. I just like every big Mets moment, I feel like Howie Rose should be a part of it. It's
absolutely.
Sad. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are going to be hanging out with us this weekend on Saturday, we are going to be tailgating, and there is a new tailgate spot. We'll get to that in a second, but you are going to want to stock up on your brewskis. So go over to CoorsLight.com/OABT, buy your beer online. It can't be any simpler than that. You type in your zip code, and then you have the option to buy online depending on where you live. So once you type in your zip there and you verify your age, you can use Saucy, Instacart, Minibar, Drizzly, a bunch of different options. So CoorsLight.com/OABT. I'm going to be putting in an order today to make sure that we are nice and ready for Saturday at the tailgate, because that's going to be a fun time. We have a lot on deck for that. And if you didn't see the post yet on our website or social media, I'm also going to be emailing people about this. I think I actually did today. I emailed everyone that purchased tickets for Saturday to inform them of what's going on. So if you haven't seen that yet and you want to get involved and come hang out, go to the7line.com and click on the blog area. And as you scroll down, you'll notice that we have a new location special for this because of the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Open is in town. This Saturday is the women's final, which is obviously a big draw. I think the Arthur Ashe Stadium, unless they renamed it, holds, I think, 25,000.
Oh, wow.
Or 22,000. Which is a lot of people for a tennis match.
And
I think
this game, I am assuming, is a sellout.
In Citi Field, 9/11 against the Yankees.
20-year anniversary.
Obviously to capacity as well.
Yeah.
So the Mets hit me up yesterday and they said, listen, we know that you want to tailgate and you usually have your spot over there in the marina. And they suggested that we move to the other side of the marina. And it's very funny because Julie and I were going through north, south, east, west, and she's
those words mean nothing to me.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Which way from the old lot is the new lot? I'm like, well, you don't make a right, you make a left. So
perfect. Thank you.
If you look at the map here, I know it's a little tough to see, so you might want to go to the website after you watch the show or listen afterwards. Go to the blog area, like I said, but you'll see a little area here. You can see the cursor move. This is the previous tailgate spot, which we will probably move back there. We'll see how much we like the new one, but as you come off the highway, you usually make a right and go in. Instead of making a right, you're going to make a left. And then right there is the Marina West lot. So what they're doing is not that they're going to basically tell anyone that's a tennis goer that they can't come in, but it's not going to be a lot where they're like directing people towards. Right. It's kind of like if you know it's there, it's there.
Sure.
And that's why we're telling our people to go that way. So the Marina West, there is actually, you can't see it here, but if you zoom in, there's a lot more shade. It's also waterfront. And I'm told it's like an O shape. So instead of parking like in lines, I think it's more of a circular shape.
Okay.
So I think there's something in the middle. So if everyone kind of parks and you meet in the middle, I think that'll be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we are still going to have to get there super early because it's going to be a mess over there and you don't want to sit in traffic and have to miss any of their festivities. So it is a 7:40 game. It's usually 7:10. I think they started a little bit late.
On Fox too.
Also because of the ceremony.
Yeah.
So the Mets suggest to get there by around 2 p.m. I wouldn't get there much later. I mean, you could certainly show up earlier if you want to, but 2 o'clock, get down there. If you're going to type it into Uber, Lyft, or your GPS, just type in One Marina Road or World's Fair Marina Restaurant and Banquet Hall, and it'll bring you right there. So anything you need to know, definitely go to our website and check it out. And also, as Julia wore, I think last week or a couple weeks ago,
I think it was last week,
Pit Viper is going to be there giving away sunglasses for free.
It's crazy.
Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to you guys for free. And to get the sunglasses, you have to go to the tailgate party. I was getting emails after the show last week.
Really?
I'm not going to go to the tailgate party or I'm missing the game. Can you just mail them to me?
No.
Come on.
No, it's Free sunglasses. Just show up
Free
and have
sunglasses
a burger.
worth over like $100 each. They're giving them to you for free.
Awesome.
And all you got to do is show up. So if you're sitting with us, go down there. Pit Viper's going to be in the house. If you don't know about Pit Viper yet, the sunglasses are wild. Their motto is sunglasses from the future. You can see Gronkowski right there rocking them. And they're fun.
So cool.
They're wild, really bright colors. And I was just rocking the red, white, and blue ones.
Yes, those are the ones I took.
Yeah, you got a pair of those as well. So
love them.
Pit Viper, definitely check them out. And follow their accounts or just come down and see what they're about at the tailgate. It should be a really fun time. So shout out to Pit Viper as well. What they're doing on top of that, they are giving out not only the free sunglasses, but they are also raising money for Tuesday's Children, which we've done a lot of work with in the past. They are going to give a 10% discount code on your next pair of sunglasses, and 50% of those sales will go to Tuesday's Children.
So that's my question. Do you have to go to the tailgate to get that code?
No, I'll send it out. We'll talk about it next week on the show.
Perfect.
For anyone who misses the tailgate party and doesn't get the code at the party. And they're going to run that through the end of the 2021 Mets season, which we hope is not the first weekend of October when they are in Atlanta. So definitely come on down and hang out. It's going to be a fun time. All the info is on the site. We're getting some comments here. People are loving them in the chat. We appreciate that.
Awesome.
And again, share the show to be involved. That's how you get in the running for the free Mets stuff. So Pete Alonso.
Love him.
Oh,
let's talk more about him.
Let's talk about the polar bear, because this is, after all, somewhat of a Mets show, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So I slept through the entire game last night. I was drained from the weekend, and I had a couple cocktails on, a couple Coors Light cocktails.
Good for you.
Well, you know what? We did the whole Coors Light read before, and hopefully they don't get mad at me, but I forgot to end it with celebrate responsibly.
As you always should.
We'll just do a whole nother read right now.
Let's do
Coors
it.
Light's the best. How could you not drink Coors Light? Cold brewed, Blue
Golden,
Mountains,
Colorado, press, reset, and chill.
Reset and chill.
Haven't hit them with one of those in a while.
The best beer you could possibly have when you're trying to just reset, kick back, relax, end your day, take your bra off, and have. You saw the commercial, right? You didn't see the Coors Light commercial?
I thought that just came from the heart.
No. There's a Coors Light commercial where this woman gets home from work.
Yes.
She throws down her stuff. She walks over to the fridge, and you see she's like fiddling around.
Yeah.
As I show my belly here, pulls off her bra and opens up a Coors Light. So
love it.
I'm not wearing a bra today.
Not today.
But maybe I will
maybe
one day.
Another time.
When I get man boobs when I'm old. But Coors Light, the best. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Pick your beers up on CoorsLight.com/OABT.
They're gonna love that.
There you go. So I'm sorry I forgot to say celebrate responsibly. But I just noticed it as I was looking at this nice beer on my desk here. So
the Ice Cold Mountains polar bear, Pete Alonso, segue, great.
Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
Okay, so last night I was drained from the weekend, as I was saying, and I partook in a bunch of Coors Lights on Monday, so I guess it all caught up to me because last night I was shot. So game was on. Amelia went to sleep. I went downstairs to watch it was 4-4 at the time, and I was following along on the at-bat app, and it was a messy game, a lot of replays and errors, and it was what it was. But I missed. I missed the Pete's first home run because I was doing the nightly duties, reading books and whatnot. But the second one I slept through. So Pete Alonso hit.
I saw the second one.
I missed
the first one.
100th and 101st home run last night. He is the second fastest player to hit the 100 mark at 347 games. The first was Ryan Howard at 325 games for the Phillies.
Ryan Howard.
He was never the same after. I think he his Achilles.
Tore his Achilles, making the final out of. I think it was the World Series. It was some playoff game. I don't know if it was the World Series, but it was the final out, running to first. He tore his Achilles. It was very sad, but I still don't like him.
Well, yeah.
I wish him health-wise, but I don't like him.
He was never the same after that.
Yeah.
So Pete Alonso hopefully off to some great things, and Pete's been pretty solid all season long. And what's crazy? I feel like the thumbs down thing was so long ago.
I know.
But it was our last show.
Week, yeah.
But Baez and Lindor both have stepped it up lately, and hopefully, they have a hot September and everyone does their thing. Nimmo, who knows if he's coming back at all?
I don't know.
I don't know what's up. I haven't heard anything about Syndergaard and coronavirus.
I heard, yes. Sandy talked about it briefly. He said whenever he talked, I think it was yesterday, that Noah was on day 10 of his 10-day quarantine.
Okay.
So he could go back, but he has to go back into it slowly. He's not going to go right back into making his second rehab start that he was supposed to make when he got sick. So now it's like he has to build back up. And will there be enough time in the season for him to build back up and make another rehab start and come back with the Mets? So I'm pretty sure he said he's not sure if he'll pitch for the Mets this season.
I
So
highly doubt it.
I do as well. I hope so, but I don't know.
So if you haven't seen, here's the lineup. If you're listening to this afterwards, this is irrelevant to you. But today, starting in a couple hours, Villar leading off. playing
Conforto
third
batting
base.
cleanup.
Lindor, shortstop, obviously. Well, not obviously. P. Alonso playing first. Conforto, cleanup in right field. Baez, second base. Jeff McNeil batting sixth. Pilar, center field, batting seventh. McCann, catching, batting eighth. And Dick Mountain, Mr. Rich Hill, starting pitcher for the night.
I love it.
I don't know if you noticed this. I know people say just let it go. It's annoying. Why do I even bring this up? I can't stand how many people tweet the lineup.
I knew where this was going.
That they're not beat writers. They don't work for anybody.
Don't talk shit about Mark. Too good in.
Does he do it too?
I don't know. I think
No,
he
he
does.
probably does it like as a
Of
joke.
course.
But there are people who they have Twitter as a hobby. They don't work for any kind of outlets. They're not like forced to do the lineup like maybe the Daily News says, like you have to tweet the lineup. But they all race to tweet the lineup instead of just retweeting the Mets.
I'm just gonna start doing this just to see.
Doesn't
if
make
you
any
notice.
sense. So stupid. And when I write something about it, people actually don't know I'm joking, and they give me I said it's weird no one wrote the lineup yet, and they reply with the lineup.
This is like your thing. Like some people,
I'm old.
Some people hate like animals dressed as humans. Darren hates people who tweet the lineup.
Don't they call them furries or something?
I don't think so.
Oh no, furries are people who dress up as animals and they like hook up with each other.
I was gonna say I don't think that's what
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, it's something different.
All right, we'll Google that later.
Well, it's a night show now. It's a little bit different demographic, maybe we'll see. But people are probably commuting home from their 9-to-5s right now. So thanks for checking in.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Love
so
Pete.
Jacob deGrom,
Yeah.
you're fed up. Sandy, let me
I've
hear it.
been fed up with Sandy, but I just think like, I get it. A partial tear by technical terms, according to Sandy, is just a bruise, just a sprain. It's nothing too serious. But a partial tear of anything in an MRI of the best pitcher in baseball, to me, is not a clean MRI, which is what they kept saying. MRI came back clean. How they were being tricky though. They were saying it shows no structural damage, which is technically true, but it didn't show nothing. You could have just said, listen, this is what he's dealing with, instead of just him disappearing into a black hole for 2 months or however long it's been. But I don't know. According to Sandy, it's magically healed itself, which is great. And to be fair, that is kind of what bruises do. So if that's what it is, fine. But just like, it's feeling so much. And again, I know it's only Steve Cohen's first year.
It feels old Mets.
Yeah. A lot of the past month has felt very things that you didn't think would carry into the new regime. And it's exhausting. So I don't know. I don't know where to go from here with that. I hope Jake pitches again, but I also don't want him to force himself back and hurt himself further. People were saying, I think like Seth Lugo has been pitching with that for like 5 years. I think Tanaka had that. He was never the same after he had that, but like it didn't end his
you don't want to
career.
hear that on like the golden boy of the team.
That's the whole thing. And like, I don't know if they just wanted to delay the hysteria, but like it wasn't just going to go away.
But I feel like they've mismanaged this from the start, because like, every time he had an MRI or they checked up on him, like he's fine. We don't know what's wrong with him.
And
like,
that's the thing. They were throwing him back out
not only
after
that,
the
he's
first
like
couple MRIs.
He's like wrestling on the field. They're letting him play shortstop. Like they kind of just made it like, oh, this is no big deal.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is a big deal.
If he's not pitching,
If he's not pitching,
big
he shouldn't be
deal.
wrestling in the field and playing shortstop during BP.
do you want to know something?
Sure.
I don't know if I told you this. This is kind of totally irrelevant, but a couple weeks ago, he was in center reach at the
Oh, I know.
Tiki.
Wait, did you
I might have sent you that. I don't
did
know.
you
if
send
it
me
was
the
you.
photo?
I think I might have. We might have talked about this
Or
already.
Shoemaker sent it to me.
No, it was definitely me. Because
Okay.
my friend's friend's sister was working there. I got a picture with him. Or I don't know what he was doing.
It's like the most rundown,
random
like putt/arcade.
We might have
place.
talked about this already.
I don't think we did.
I don't know.
But I drove by the other day. I'm like, I can't believe Jacob deGrom was here.
He was
last
there.
week.
So that's what he's doing, which that's fine.
Yeah.
I authorize that. In my
yeah.
professional opinion, that's okay for Jacob deGrom to be doing. But I agree.
Who used to get Cespedes when he was hurt with golf, and then people got pissed, which makes sense.
It kind of makes sense. I don't know. I'm so at a point where like I just feel like
Shu said he did show me.
Oh,
and he's another one Shu's another one who's bad at direction.
Oh,
north, south, east, west. You guys could be.
That's fine.
Imagine you guys trying to get somewhere without GPS.
No, I think we would just go home.
You weren't driving when MapQuest was a thing. We used to have to print out directions.
Darren, I don't know how to drive in a car that doesn't have a rear view camera because I learned how to go in reverse with the rear view camera. So if you think I was using MapQuest.
You used to have to look it up before you leave the house.
I know. I remember.
Write them all down.
I used to play on a travel soccer team. So whenever we'd have to go to like away games, my mom would print out the MapQuest directions and I would have to read it. And it was so much pressure because if you fucked up, that's it. You're late for your game, whatever.
Oh my God.
I remember the era, but no, I did not.
Yeah, and you posted something. Was that Britney Spears?
Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh my God.
Sister. Jamie Lynn Spears had a show called Zoe 101. And I don't know if it's just me or everyone of my age, but whenever I see the number 101, all I think is Zoe 101.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. I don't know who Zoe is.
It was an iconic Nickelodeon show. It got canceled because she got pregnant at 16.
Like for real?
Yeah, dead ass. She got pregnant in real life at 16.
So then did she just move over to MTV?
No, she had the money already. She was fine. But yeah.
So Julia posted this morning. Do I look good, my dear? What does that even mean? Do I look good?
That was the theme song.
Okay, so this is the photo with Pete Alonso. You changed the words here.
Yeah.
And I commented this morning, this must be your Jerky Boys. Because like I grew up on like prank phone call on
no idea what that is.
Bootleg tape. So you don't know what that is. And I have no idea what this is either.
Zoe 101 was a great show for its time. It was the premise of it was it was like a boarding school, but it looked like a college campus on the beach. Everyone like if you watched it, you wished you lived there. And it was
okay.
It was a time.
All right.
Well, but anyway, speaking of Britney Spears, no one wants to, but I'm going to say this really quickly. But her father has now moved to end her conservatorship.
Okay.
So we are freeing Britney.
Yeah. I think she needs her on her own. You follow her on Instagram?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But
it's going to be. I think
she also said in like the testimony that she did that they give her medicine that makes her feel drunk.
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know if they're doing
her
this
on
to
her own is going to be crazy.
Free Britney.
I'm not saying that she should be under her dad's, control, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, so the holiday party, I did get quotes.
It's in all caps. So
because I wanted to remember to talk about this because that's who I was waiting to call me back. I'll probably put them on the air if they call. It is at the date's not set in stone yet, but it is the date I have circled is in December. It's a Saturday night, and Terrace in the Park where I got married in Queens.
Nice.
It would be an open bar, 5 hours. They can fit up to 1,000 people on their one level. It sounds awesome. So
can we make this an ugly sweater?
It could be like whatever you want. Perfect. Holiday party, dress up, dress down, wear sweater, wear nothing. I don't care. No, whatever. We'll probably turn it into also like a charity thing. So it's like Toys for Tots or, a food drive or whatever. So bring something with you. And basically the way I want to work it is figure out how much it is per plate, factor in how much extra we got to tip
the
the waiters and stuff. And also to pay for the DJ.
Right.
You know who DJ Teddy is from McFadden's?
Yes.
Teddy did my wedding. He's a nut job. So I called Teddy and he's like so in.
Wow.
So Teddy would be the DJ who throws like the most wild parties I've been to as far as like weddings.
Awesome.
He has people stage diving and it's good. So Teddy's in
I can't wait
Teddy's
to see who stage
board.
dives at the 7-line holiday.
Probably everybody. Teddy is down. The venue is in, but my whole concern, I talked to Lizzie about this too, is like, what's the protocols as far as COVID are concerned?
Yeah.
Like now that's in the New York City boundaries. Do you have to show a negative test? Because I haven't been to a restaurant in the city.
I think
since
it's now
started
you
that.
have to have a vaccination card, no? For a lot of indoor.
Oh yeah, not negative test. Yeah, you have to show like your Excelsior app. Like I don't know what the deal is, so I want to get like all the firm details before I like put a deposit down.
Yeah.
But we'd put the tickets up on our site basically. And that's how you'd get in. So you're basically buying your plate. It's like going to a wedding, but like instead of giving a gift, you're paying
just
for your plate. So that's what we would do. And as soon as I have details, I'll let everyone know. But I think the way we would do it is, since the venue can fit, they said between 800 and 1,000. That's crazy how big that is.
That's a lot of people.
We would first give the members first crack, and obviously you're an employee, so even though you're not a member, you can get first crack.
Woohoo.
And then anything left over to fill the seats would be anyone else who just wants to go and hang out.
Okay.
And that's the way we would do it. But it would be nuts.
That-
Like definitely like get a hotel in the area and like turn this into like
That's gonna be
an
like
event.
I'm imagining it, and it's basically like an outing with no structure because there's no game that you have to make it to. There's no forcing
have
you
to,
to
like-
sit still for
well, not
4
only that,
hours.
you don't have to be like, all right, because people don't do this, but I certainly do. Like,
yeah.
let's pace yourself. It's a long day. Let's
Yeah.
go to the tailgate.
And it's
then,
also not like a wedding where you feel like, okay, I need to at least carry myself in a respectful way because this
No,
is somebody's
this
big day.
is-
This is just a fucking free for
Do
all
whatever
in the
you
name
want,
of baby
5
Jesus'
hours,
birthday.
and like you're not,
or Hanukkah.
yeah,
Or
and you're
Kwanzaa.
also like not making a fool out of yourself in front of people's families. It's just
Yeah.
like this is just like a rager for the holidays. And
I'm a little scared. Can we get a karaoke machine?
no.
I
No,
love
maybe for like a
karaoke.
post game, like an after, if you want to plan something like that's fine. But for
I'm gonna
this,
do
no
that.
way. So it's going to be DJ Teddy going crazy. But it's going to be structured the same way as a wedding. So there is a cocktail hour.
Okay.
There is like the sit down. You could pick out of the 3 options, and then like the Venetian afterwards, where they bring out whatever.
Uh-huh.
But it's also like just a nuts
Free for
party.
all.
Yeah. So that's the story. I don't know what we're gonna call it. I don't know if we just call it like a holiday party, or we have to come up with some like funny title for
there
it.
has to be an official title.
All right.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. So that's the story for that. We'll keep you guys in the loop for
My mind is
sure.
racing.
Of for the party or for
All of it.
okay.
Just
I think it's gonna be insane.
I think it's gonna be wild.
I just want to make sure that I'm not on the hook for like putting the deposit down and then
People don't come
they-
because they're not vaccinated or
yeah,
like-
and then they come
yeah.
up with like, oh well, I think what they told me, no matter what, I have to pay for 400
Okay.
people.
You should make sure that, if protocols change and it no longer works from you, that like you're able to, because anything could happen between now and then.
Well, of course,
so.
it's months from now,
yeah.
so we'll see. What you should be doing though in the meantime is do something with all those outing shirts if you are a member of ours and you don't want to rewear them, or maybe you gained weight, lost weight, got some mustard on it and it won't come out. Go to Project Repat USA on Instagram, simply follow their account, and that's how you're putting the running to win a free t-shirt quilt from them. It's freaking awesome. They have 500,000 happy customers, and they are handmade in North Carolina and Texas. Their Instagram handle is Project Repat USA. Simply follow their account, and once a month they scroll through their followers, see who's wearing something orange and blue or baseball related, and they select you as the winner, and they give you one of these for free. So check out all their the photos on their Instagram to get some ideas here. But people basically take, this guy looks like he took like his old flannel pants or something, or a woman took some flannels.
I like the aesthetic. I
Yeah.
love it.
I feel like Katie would do that with
Yeah.
her like pajama bottoms. So Katie, turn your pajama
Her
bottoms into a
flannels.
Project Repat.
I
quilt.
might actually do that for her.
So flannel and t-shirts there. Other people take their, remember we saw the Olympian was on here
Yes,
last
That was
week.
cool.
They always post new photos, so maybe you can get some ideas over there. And if you don't happen to win, or you want to just not rely on that to get involved, go to their website, projectrepat.com, and get started today. We have a lot of friends that have these, and they're freaking awesome. So check them out, and we appreciate their support on the show. So Mets are coming back this weekend and playing the Yankees, as we talked about already. But as far as I know, I don't remember a series being this late in the season where it matters so much to both teams.
Yeah, not to both teams, because I remember they played
play spoilers. We're like, oh, let's,
Well,
whatever. But both teams are fighting
yeah,
for their lives right
in
now.
2015. Although the Yankees, they went to the wild card game in 2015, I think. So maybe they were playing for it, because I remember on my birthday was the Subway Series, which was September 18th. So it was pretty late. That's the last time I remember, though. But I remember that was like, we were counting down like magic number. It was like a big deal, whatever. So it did matter. But no, this is because they're both like on the cusp. Like the Mets were like at that point, you're
Well,
pretty
the
sure
Yankees
it's
started
gonna
pulling
happen.
away a little bit. They won like 13 straight, and I think they're like 4-8 or
I
something
heard
like
Garrett
that.
Cole got hurt.
Yeah, yesterday.
his
So we'll see
hamstring.
what happens with
Yeah.
them. But whatever. So we'll see what goes on this weekend. Friday night, obviously, first game of 3, and then Saturday we'll be out there at the ballpark. But we will get to the winners. Let's get to the winners now for last week's share contest.
Sure.
So if you were not lucky, I'm so sorry, I crashed on something. That's why I said I'll show you the video after. It was pretty.
I think did you post it? I think I
it was,
saw it.
This one guy started chain reaction. We all flipped, and it was my neck's a little jacked. Anyway, if you missed out on the Jerry Kuzmin bobblehead, we are giving 2 of these away right now, actually, from last week's share contest. On Twitter, it is at Michael Block 888, and on Facebook, it is a familiar face, Omar.
Yay, Omar!
Omar, and this is completely random. He didn't, wasn't selected on purpose. It is all random. So Omar, I'll probably just bring his to the tailgate party because I'm sure he will be there on Saturday.
Easy peasy.
Look at that. He's going to show up, get free sunglasses from Pit Viper, a free Jerry Kuzmin bobblehead.
Who's doing
I'll probably give him a Coors Light. Look at that. Omar just show up and you got like your whole day like taken care of right there.
Awesome.
What was I just going to pull up? Tomorrow. So tomorrow on Mets.com/the7line-army, which I'm going to type in right now.
It's a really long thing to have to type under pressure.
I'm typing with like one hand over there. You can pick up tickets to the final home game of the season, the final regular season home game of the season, because they are going to make the playoffs. And we are confident of that, right?
Yes.
Right? Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so join the 7line Army, Mets.com.
I think I'm going to go to this one, though.
You should.
Yeah.
It is the Thursday game against the Marlins at Citi Field on September 30th. Tickets go up tomorrow on the Mets site, Mets.com/the7line Army at 10 a.m., and they are subject to availability, so definitely be on time. They are $39 a pop, which is a value game. You get the ticket, and you also get the 7line Army jersey. So set an alarm now and pick these up. If you're listening afterwards on a replay, they might be sold out.
I almost think it's more annoying that the Mets are playing the Marlins right before this series with the Braves, because the Marlins just always screw the Mets the last week of the season. And it's like they have the opportunity to like seal their fate and then just have to go play useless games against the Braves, which would be even more miserable. Yeah. So I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to hope that doesn't happen, but I just put that together and I'm like,
well, the Mets are playing in an hour. I don't know why they're doing this, but the games are starting at 6:40 in Miami. For some reason.
I think it's up to each stadium. I remember there was talk about the Mets maybe starting
an hour early,
games
6:10,
earlier,
which I'd be down for.
I don't know.
My advanced stage, I can't make it.
But
to
it's not
10
even
o'clock.
that. It's I can't get there from work that quickly.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it's hard for, especially during rush hour. It's hard for people not in Queens to get there that fast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, join us. Hit the site tomorrow and pick tickets up. I know it's a Thursday, so it's not as fun when the final game of the year isn't a weekend.
Yeah.
And also there's no more McFadden's, there's no McKellar, there's no Pine. There's like nothing to do afterwards. Like
there's no Cane's Diner anymore.
No, the diner's gone. So like in years past, you remember we would rent out the back room of the Pine and just have a rager. And now it's just going to be in December, I guess.
I was going to say take it all out.
Crazier.
The holiday party.
We have a suggestion here from Dave. He said the orange and blue holiday ball. That might be all right.
But I feel like ball is making it a lot more classy than it's probably
the ball
going to be. Although I get the pun.
Yeah.
But
the blue ball. The orange and blue ball. What's wrong?
Blue balls.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't put that together as you were saying it?
No, I wasn't really thinking about it.
The orange and blue ball.
There you go.
I mean, that could be what this season ends up being.
Talking about the hot dog.
Yeah, the blue ball. Yeah, well, you know what? When we went to Cincinnati,
maybe that's the postseason slogan.
Blue balls,
orange and blue balls.
Oh,
if they get there and then get knocked out.
Well, I don't know. I seriously have to think of slogans like ASAP because like the ideas should have already been in. But the when we went to Cincinnati in 2019, when the Mets had to win against the Cincinnati Reds in order to continue to stay in the race. And Jono was walking around afterwards. He's like, I need 2 words to explain what just happened. And people were saying either just like one word, like pain or, whatever. And it went to Seidel. I don't know if it was Keith or Tyler, but he's like, blue balls.
But that's like the perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Sport emotion.
So. Absolutely. Especially when you're a fan of this team.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's it. We are coming into an hour already.
I'm so sleepy. It's so late.
It's 5:30.
I have been up since 6
a.m. What time did you start today?
6 a.m. feeding feral cats in the woods, and then went straight into walking dogs in the sun all day to here.
Well, let's reiterate. You don't feed them because you want.
No, I am paid by someone.
Right.
It
is
is my job. I don't do this for leisure.
Here, kitties.
No. There is another wonderful, kind woman who does that, and when she goes on vacation, I do it for her. So that's been my day. I'm sleepy.
All right. So we got a big rest of the month ahead of us. We will be in Boston in 2 weeks from yesterday. Sit tight if you're waiting for those packages. We're going to start shipping them tomorrow afternoon and hopefully caught up by Friday. Saturday, don't forget, pregame party, tailgate, pit viper in the house, free sunglasses, which is freaking unbelievable that
Go to the tailgate.
they're doing that. Go to the tailgate, pick them up. Even if you're not going to stay for the tailgate,
Yeah, get the glasses and go.
take a walk for $120
Yeah.
and pick up some sunglasses
For
because that's how
sure.
much they're worth. And that's it. So we'll see what the Mets can do. Right now, 8.7% chance. I know we're not betting anymore.
Well,
but-
kind of. You'll have to come up with something.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
I'm very confident still that it's going to come down to the last weekend of the season.
All
so
right.
we'll put this one in the books. Shout out to Howie. Hopefully he's feeling better.
Yes.
And we will see you guys out there on Saturday, and we will see you back here next Monday.
Yes.
See ya.
Bye.
Put it in the box. Put it